Hi, guys. So, hello, everybody. I just had a life changing experience right now. I'm just coming back from the Kigali Genocide Center in Kigali, Rwanda. And, I've seen this place in videos before. I've seen influencers working. At some point, I didn't even want to go because I was like, how do I feel? Like, this is literally standing on the burial ground. And I remember my partner was like, no, you should, when you go to Rwanda, you should go because, and told me the importance of that place, that it was to the whole idea was for people to come in there and understand how war can actually destroy a place. I watched Hotel Rwanda. I remember watching it more than once, and even though it was a movie, it was real, it was well done, and I just remember the pain in my heart. And now walking into this place and seeing it happen in real life, seeing people come there to pay respect. A lot of people come there to pay respect to their relatives by, dropping flowers there. It was a humbling experience, coming there, seeing the clothes that the people wore when, they were unalived, when these things happened. Some of them were cooking, how, mothers and daughters and sons were just separated. And how peaceful it was, and just one day this whole thing started. And the sad thing about it was, it was neighbor to neighbor, so it wasn't like a stranger. Like a lady said, that she can't trust people again because the people that unalived her mother were people that they will go and visit each other. And to just come here and see this sort of thing happen, that she's never going to be able to trust people because the instruction was to, do that to your neighbor. So it wasn't fire, it was the people you want it with, the people you probably were cooking and didn't have matches and went to their house and knocked, and, they gave you or you gave them. And these are the people right in front of you using a machete on you. That was, very sad. And once again, I was able to look at how Rwanda was able to rebuild. There's so much. It makes sense why Rwanda feels so peaceful. Why there's like so much, love and all amongst them. There's this peace that comes in, Rwanda. There's this easy way of life that they have. If you've been here, it doesn't, nobody's like in a competition. Everything just feels easy. I used a bike to go, things like that. Something I typically will not do in my country because here bikes are really safe. They all have helmets, and I came back during rush hour when offices had closed, and I just saw a lot of young people on their bikes with their laptop bag. Nothing felt rushed, nothing felt crazy. For the first time in my life, I experienced the car, honk at this bike guy close to me and told the bike guy to move. And the guy was like, he just moved to the other side. I was like, this is the first time I'm experiencing this, that I didn't hear your mother, your father, what are you, stay there, and you know how like cars come, they see bikes and they want to intimidate bikes. Probably on the road, you've seen like 5 bikes on the floor. And it all made sense because the whole idea of this center is just to really remind people how, war can destroy a whole nation and how this must never happen again. You know what I mean? Like, this is a place that millions of people, like, it's really, really sad. Now, I want to bring this back to, Nigeria. And election is coming up, and that's why I'm making this particular video. We all witnessed all the tribal wars that happened during election, especially on social media, because social media is very powerful. Social media has a way of amplifying things. A lot of someone that I am an Igbo girl that lives in Lagos, right? And I'll tell you that I've seen more tribalism online than in real life. Yeah. Online, everything is heightened, everything is, exaggerated. People turn out things so much bigotry, so much is happening online. And a lot of politicians use this, during the last election, and it was sad. It was sad to see our youth come out and be doing things like, oh, you this. I remember one time I commented on someone's comment on I just made a comment and one girl came and said yes, it had to be the Igbos, and to her, I checked her page, a young girl going about her life. She doesn't know the importance of that comment, because at the end of the day, I checked and I said that she was not Igbo. And then what will I do? Respond back to her tribe. And that's basically how tribal war, starts. Things happen and people are like, hey, is this Igbo people? Is this Hausa people? Is this Yoruba people? And the thing is, like, war affects everybody. Everybody. When war comes out, nobody's looking out to say, you're Igbo, you're Yoruba, you're Hausa. Everybody will collect. And when we come to countries like Nigeria, where we are so together, like everybody, if you're a Yoruba person, you definitely have either an Igbo in-law, an Igbo person that's shown you kindness, and a Hausa person that's done this for you, and a Do person. We are too connected in Nigeria. We are very connected. Either that person taking care of your kids that you love so much is probably from another state from you, the driver that takes you to work, the people you work with in the office. We are so connected, right? And it's important for us to see the little things. Some of us will pick up phones, like, it's already bad enough. It is happening in Africa. We are not even where we are supposed to be. By the way, shout out to the Nigerian government and Rwanda government for this particular synergy that they did. It was really amazing. They say when you do the one that is good, you say, the fact that Rwanda is now visa on arrival for Nigerians, and you might be watching this and you're like, it's not all, can't Nigerians go to all African countries, or can't we go to each other's country? No. To go to a lot of countries with a Nigerian passport, you will have to get visa. Yes, the visa is not crazy, but that process, I know that Dangote has even spoken about it. Like, if he wants to go and go here and here, how is he supposed to get this amount of, visas, or maybe something happens, he needs to quickly be in a country tomorrow for investment, and the same Africa, and he's getting a visa, So yes, this is something that's not been happening. So when they say visa on arrival, sometimes visa on arrival also means that, like, you get the visa before you come, but it's easy. Like, you don't need to go to the embassy. But for this particular one, that has changed. This one now, you come in and they stamp you here. It depends on how long you're staying. I am staying for like 6 days. So I'm currently in Rwanda, and as I make this video, I'm staying for 6 days. So I didn't need to pay a visa fee. I don't know. I'm going to search on that to if it's part of the arrangement. But I know that when I searched online, I saw some visa fee, maybe exchange, maybe if you're staying longer or something. So that was really nice. And I hope that when this opens more, because I had mentioned when I was coming that, like, the flight was literally, like, it wasn't full at all. And that's why these tickets to these African countries are very expensive. Number one, not a lot of airlines go there. And they will still pay the same landing fee, they will still pay their hostess, they will still pay the pilots. So the more people, the more we explore these countries, and the more they have better relationship with each other, the more people go to these countries, and it starts getting cheaper. So for the people that always say, why is it expensive to go to an African country, it's because sometimes it's even more expensive than going to Europe. Yeah, because if you want to take a flight now to London, you come to the airport, there are like 4 flights going, and it's always going to be full. But then you're going to Rwanda, you're going to Kenya, it's limited. Sometimes it's like, and even if it's only 5 people, they have to go. That is the thing, they have to go. So if we encourage it, so back to what I was saying, times like this remind us of the things we say, the things we incite online. It takes just a tweet, it takes just a conversation. Already they're already putting that in us, and the next election, I know that a lot of politicians will use it again. Let us not allow ourselves be used by these people. Vote for who you want to. Vote for who you get your PVC if you're able to. If you're not in the country and you want to support anyhow you can support the people in Nigeria by making sure they go, like, start a group, things like that. Encourage people to grow, to go to get their PVC. There are many ways to support people if you're not able to vote, if you're not able to come back. But most importantly, while we are doing that this period, let us try to stay away from anything that has to do with tribal war, because war is not good. Building back is not easy. I mean, standing on this ground today and just seeing everything, taking it all in, I don't know how I felt. It was, the emotions were just a lot, walking in here knowing that this is not just made up. This is somebody's head. This is a mother that was breastfeeding their child. These are neighbors and the real life people that it actually happened to. They had their interviews there. A guy said that he was 10, and from that day till now he's older. He's never been a child because he was just 10 when his parents were taken away from him by neighbors. Everybody kept saying the same thing, like, this is our neighbor, this is our neighbor, this is our friend, this is our family friend. This is not strange. These were not strangers that did these things, right? Right? These are people that were literally close to us, because that's what war does when it comes. Nobody's looking. They just get, okay, oh, you, this tribe, this one, that one. And, at the end of the day, it affects everybody. So when we are making that comment that, oh, it just has to be Igbo people, it must be Yoruba people, it has to be Hausa people, it has to be Edo people, it has to be that. Let's remember, when we are doing our videos and we're trying to cause all those unnecessary words, there's so much bickering. Recently, I saw that there are a group of people, I want to believe that this is a lie, that there are a group of people that will come together and report. So maybe if you're selling something and yours is more affordable because you know where you're getting it from, that they will get a group of people and report your Instagram page and take it down. I don't like hearing things like this. People saying Nigerians is doing their own person. A lot of Nigerians are abroad. So many stories. Nigerians, even Nigerians in the UK. When I watched the documentary, I was heartbroken. How do you make people sell off their entire property to come to UK? You scam them. It's already hard enough. Life is already hard enough. You scam people with a job that doesn't exist when you know that these people they're coming to nothing, and then they're there. They don't have a choice. You're selling this form. There's a lady I know, she's actually fighting people who are selling these forms that were not supposed to be sold. They're selling these forms to people for £20,000, £30,000, and then they have to keep paying it to renew, and you don't even give them the full picture. Nobody is saying that if things like, if you want to sell a course, nobody's saying you shouldn't do that. But let's do things like the ethical way, if that makes sense. Like, how do you sell a dream to somebody and you come and you know fully well that there's no job waiting for that person in the UK? You're watching the person sell their entire property, take their kids away from school, move their kids to the UK just for you to come, and it's all is scam by their fellow people. It's so bad when I hear things like, oh, the Nigerians, they do themselves, or people come to complain. Now the person I was working with in my office in Canada, in Nigeria, and did this in Nigeria. No, we are meant to be our brother's keeper. We don't gain anything from tearing each other down. We don't gain anything from even tearing our country down. We don't. If we say we really love this country, then we do not gain anything by tearing our country down. Rwanda is working today because they came together to say we are going to rebuild this place. Do you get, like, they came together, they said, we're going to rebuild this place. When you want to take transport, you ask the guy how much. He's going to tell you, like, this is how much it is. They know you're a foreigner, right? Then they're so helpful. Somebody's always helping me negotiate. Oh, this is it. Or when you get there, the person say, okay, this is how much it is. They give it to the person. Not when you get there, you now tell the person, ma, I didn't know here was foul. This is extra 3K. This is extra 4K. Let's not even talk about the begging in the airport, right? Let's not talk about the image we give ourselves when we get to certain places. No, it is not good. Like I said in my previous video, we are the only ones that can build our nation. Only us. Nobody is coming to save us. That is the truth. If that we don't want Nigeria and everybody just japa and leave everything about Nigeria, if it's possible. Like, as your japa and just japa, leave everything. Don't talk about Nigeria. Don't care about what is happening in Nigeria. But as long as you're abroad and your soul is here. Somebody asked me something like, why do I always say Nigerians in the diaspora instead of Nigerians abroad? I say because Nigerians in the diaspora are people that watch me, which are people that even though they are abroad, their mind is still here, their soul is still here. Some of them want to come back. Some have come back. Some are investing here, even if they haven't come back. I know someone that is in the diaspora. He saves money to come for every election. He must come and vote. That is his own way of, giving back to Nigeria. So if we are one of those people where we know that our heart is here, we want it to work, we have to do it. Nobody is coming to save us. Let us not let all these people, all these things we see online, before we pass any information, let's ask ourselves, what panic can this thing cause? Like, things are already bad enough. Do we need to share videos from 20 years ago to say, oh my God, happening now, this tribe currently is doing this? I remember one girl, I had a clash with her but after a while, she understood, which made sense. I think it was during election. They were scattering someone's, I don't know, shop or something like that. And she posted it. And she said, she called a tribe and said, this tribe, blah, 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 scattering these tribes. And I said, do you know that this is how war starts? Just a little. So I said, no, but just her status. I said, just your status. Just tell me how many people have viewed this status. Do you know that for everybody that has viewed this status now, because you've put up one tribe against the other, you're not even sure of the information. You don't know if that is real. You don't know. And I told her, and I said, guess what? The tribe you're even calling, listen to them speak the language. That guy talking is not even from where you mentioned he's from. But you see, you didn't think about it. She said, I didn't think. Someone just shared it, that these people are destroying these people. I say, yeah. So the people in your contact now, let's say 100 and something people have watched it. This one will say, hey, these people don't like us. Or this one. There's something you've put in our hearts. It's like when you watch movies like Serafina or something, like all those movies, to know those that cause issues in our continent, you'll be angry immediately. Then imagine seeing that, and I was like, you're planting something. You might think it's just a WhatsApp status, but guess what? You have like 50 people that will view it. You might think it's just a tweet, right? We think we're just standing here every time, Nigeria is better than Ghana, Ghana is better than Nigeria, blah, blah, blah. We're fighting ourselves. Meanwhile, we need each other. That's the truth. We need each other. So I was just inspired to make this video, to speak to someone out there. I know that videos like this typically do not get popular because I'm not saying the normal cliche, but I believe and I hope that this video will find the true people who understand what I am saying. If you're working, because most of my viewers are abroad, even UK, Canada, wherever it is, do something nice for a Nigerian today where you are. Do something nice for that Nigerian in your workspace. Let's build that culture that the Asians have, that they can take over an entire street. The Jews, they can take over an entire street in America. If they start a business now, the hairstylist will be from their side, this one will be from their side. And also, when people trust us with things, let us also learn. Like, there's nothing in outsmarting people. All those, let me do sharp. No, when someone trusts you with their money, when someone trusts you with their business, when someone trusts you to bring you into the company where they are working, they're not trusting you to bring them there for you to come and start becoming a backbiter or causing issues that were not there before. No, they are bringing you in because they want you to grow. So let's keep doing it. Let's extend it. We used to do that before. I don't know about anybody, but I remember like growing up, even though I was quite young, how a lot of us went abroad. We were uncles, aunties, fathers. Like, it was just a transfer thing. I remember it so clear. Like, one cousin is going and they decided, okay, this one will do well. He's an engineer. They put money. They come to my dad. Then, this person, Choi, wants to travel, blah, blah, blah. They will put money. Before you know, when the person goes, the person is sending for somebody, or the person is sending money for them to build his house, and as they're building the house, that means the people on ground are making money from it. My dad was a contractor, so I remember him then building a lot of my uncles that had made it abroad. They would send money for him to build the house, and they will come back, they'll see the house, because my father has always taught me something. My father is a man of integrity. My father has always taught me, if you collect money for something, do it. It is better. Like, yes, that is in a good name is better than money. So let us go back to that community. I know a lot of things are happening. People like us now that live in Lagos, we live in Lekki, we have started adapting this life that you don't even know your neighbor. Before you could be in trouble and your neighbor will knock and say, I have not seen you in days. Or there were times when somebody was rushed to the hospital because a neighbor noticed that, I've not seen my neighbor in days. Let me ask about my neighbors. But these days everybody's going into their house. Nobody's looking out for each other. That was not the kind of growing up that I experienced. I remember we used to be very communal people. Sometimes you do something. They've reported to your mom that when they saw you were walking a certain kind of way. Somebody will see you. Now everybody's doing like, mind my business. So don't help me train my child. Don't help me correct my child. When they said it was a village, that's what they meant. Now we're getting back to that Western life now where you can even tell someone, please help me hold this child, I'm coming. Where people feel like as long as me, my own and my people, we are okay, that's fine. But life is beyond that. Life is beyond that. So please, before you, especially the Nigerians and diaspora, I'm begging, because I know you're far, I know you care about Nigeria, I know you want Nigeria to go, but please, before you share that on your status, ask. Even these days, you can even upload it and ask AI, when was this video done? Before you raise that alarm, before you engage on those conversations on Facebook that wants to say that this tribe is against this tribe, ask yourself, where's the end goal? to this? Why there's already panic in the land? Why do I increase the panic? Okay, this is already bad enough. Why do I amplify what is happening? Why not stick to what is happening? A is bad. Why A is bad? Like, oh, this is bad, this is bad. Why should it be everybody in that country? They are finished. They are blah, blah, blah. And, like I said, our statements, our conversations, racism are not, they are not learned. Tribalism, they are not learned. They are not, nobody is born with it. They are taught that if you grow up in a household where there's nothing like tribe, everybody knows that, look, we're Nigerians. You grew up in a household where your mother is nice to a Yoruba person, your Igbo, and your father is nice to an Edo person, and people have that home. But if you grew up in a house where your father used to say, see Yoruba people, fear them. You see Igbo people, don't come near them. You see Edo people, you see Benin people, you see this, automatically, you have that mindset growing up. And that's why I said that it is not like you're not born with it, you learn it. So what are we passing to our kids? I know I reacted to a video one time of a lady saying that she tells her kids that Africa is this, Africa is that. What are you telling your children? I was watching this Facebook lady, she thought it was a huge deal. Her kids were coming to Nigeria, and she said, oh my God, mommy, no, that country is this. And she was like, oh no, stop it. How do you say that about your country? And she was forming all like, we're in Europe kind of things. And I know that there was this creator as well that they were traveling to Japan. The kids were so excited. Then when they got to somewhere, they said, we'll be going to Africa. They're like, are they not poor? Even though I like that woman used that opportunity to quickly educate her child about it. But where is a child hearing that? That child that said that is not even up to 5. I remember watching that video. A small boy said, why are we going to Africa? Africa is poor. Maybe for what they are teaching them in school, what they are showing them. How does he just grow up and think that Africa is poor? And this is someone that, like, these are people that literally live on credit card. But basically, it is the image that they have created. So what are you telling your people there? Even if you're not planning to come back, even if you don't want to come, what are you telling your kids? What picture of Nigeria are you telling them? Telling them the truth and telling them to be cautious is not the same thing as amplifying what is not there. Because last, we own here. It is us. We are the only ones that can rebuild it. We're the only ones that can decide how we want this country to be. So the change really starts with us. So today was, quite an emotional day. And I was like, they need to set up something like this in Nigeria. People, because I saw students there, by the way, young people from secondary school, and they took them around. After taking them around, they told them to do a piece on it. So I was passing, I was listening to the guy, and he was in his own group. The girl was lost. Like, one of the girls there, she was just looking like staring lost, and the guy there was like, I think from our point of view, we should talk about how in one day, how one statement can change an entire country. Like, these kids were shocked. They were seeing real life. They were standing the burial grounds of real life people that had passed due to this thing that happened. Do you think those people will go back to school again and be bickering and be name calling? No, because they do not want to ever witness that. Thank you so much. My name is Serah Donald, and if you haven't gotten my book, please do well to get it. It's called The Japada Manual. So if you're thinking of moving to Nigeria, you can buy this book, or you just want to support me, you can buy it as well. It's in my description. So just click the product in my description. It's also on Amazon. It's on Serah. So whichever platform is easier for you, please do well to get it. You can also gift it to a friend. So if you know someone that is planning to come back to Nigeria, you can share it as a gift for the person. These are the things that will help them as well. Thank you so much, and stay blessed.